Hi, everybody, and welcome to the webinar we're going to do. We have a new person, Ashley Mathis, who's going to introduce a new product, STEMscopes, that's offered through TETPC, and she's going to do a little demo on it and let you know what it's all about. So, Ashley, take it over.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome everybody to STEMscopes by Accelerate Learning. We are a 100% TEKS-aligned program built on the 5E plus IA instructional model. When you receive a trial or a username and a password and you log into STEMscopes, you will have a screen that looks similar to my screen. This is your home section. If you look up at the top of STEMscopes, you will see that you have a navigational bar at the top of your screen. This is everywhere that you can navigate within our program. You will know which section you are in because it is colored blue with a blue underline. Once you have logged in, you are on the home screen. The home screen contains shortcuts for different areas inside of our program. For instance, you have a recently viewed scope. This is where you can have easy access to our curriculum. You have upcoming lessons, which is directly tied to our planner, which is a drag and drop lesson plan format. You have easy access to your teacher sections where you can find student grades and assignments, and then also a student activity feed that when students turn in assignments to you, they will be listed under this activity feed. The main place that you need to know when you receive your STEMscopes login is that you are going to click on Scopes at the top of your screen. Scopes is where all of our curriculum is housed. Once you click on Scopes, you will notice that you are now in the All Scopes tab. The All Scopes tab will contain grade levels from pre-kindergarten all the way up to high school physics. To find your specific grade level, what you need to do is to hover over grade. It's just the second item down, hover over grade, and then scroll over and find your grade level. Once you have found your grade level, it will be highlighted and you just click on it and your grade level will open up. What you will notice is that all of the different TEKS will have a different icon picture with them. And you can scroll on down and you can see all of the different scopes that we have to offer. So once you find the scope that you would like to view, if you will just click on the icon picture, it will open up and you can see an overview of our program. The couple of buttons that you need to know, we are now in 5.58 classifying matter. Right below it, we have some easy access buttons. The first button will tell us that reporting category, matter and energy. So if I would like to see the vertical alignment of all matter and energy scopes, I can click on that matter and energy button and it will take me to a vertical alignment page of everything from kindergarten all the way down to 8th grade. And then this is a second page, so we could go over and see the different ones there. That is your first button. That is the TEA reporting category button for your vertical alignment. Your second button will actually take you back to your grade level specific scopes. So if I'm this 5th grade teacher and I would like to go see 5.5B, I can just click on 5th grade and it will take me back to my list of scopes where I can easily change to the different lesson. The next item that you are going to have is you are going to have the TEK. Once, if you hover over this, you will notice the little drop down and will actually tell you that student expectation listed there. The student expectation is also listed on this home page of the scope as well. One thing that you will notice about STEMscopes is if you hover over each of the different sections, here's my 5E plus IA, you will get a drop down of the different components that are inside each section. You will notice that T stands for teacher. This is showing you this is a teacher piece. And then you have a blue S, which is going to be the student piece. You will also notice if you will have an ESP, and for kindergarten through 5th grade, your components will be in Spanish. So this is showing you this is this component in Spanish. It's always going to default to this essential section, which is going to be the overview of the student expectation, the key concepts, and the fundamental questions, what you are going to be teaching your students. If you hover over Essentials, there are two different ways to navigate within STEMscope. You can hover and then click on a specific component, and it will take you there. Or if you click on the section, if I click on this Engage tab, I will also see the items listed here as well. So there are two different ways to navigate. You can hover, or you can click to see the specific areas. Your Essentials section is going to contain everything that you need to teach this unit. So we have different things from a scope summary, which is going to give you an overview of the unit. It's going to tell you all of the different activities that are inside the 5 E's plus the IAs, as well as the reading science passages, their Lexile levels, any extension activities, engineering connections, and the different forms of assessments and intervention and acceleration. That is your scope summary. After that, we provide you with teacher background. Teacher background is just a resource document for you that's going to give you an explanation of the TEAC, and then it's going to give you the breakdown of those different key concepts that were on that opening page. After that, we have a standards correlation. Your standards correlation is going to give you your specific student expectation, any prior grade science connection, and the reading ELA TEACs that we hit, as well as the math, career and college readiness, and technology and ELPS will be down below. This is a great sheet for documentation. The next item that we have is a materials list. The materials list is an Excel sheet built inside of our program. What you can do is you can plug in the total number of students that you have in your total and that you teach, your maximum class size, the number of science tables or groups that you have in your classroom, and your total number of classes that you teach. Once you have entered in this information, you will notice that it is going to populate based on the different 5 E's and intervention and acceleration, what exactly you are going to need. It's going to tell you the item, the usage, if it's reusable or consumable, and the total quantity needed. So if you scroll on down, we start with the Engage, then we will move to the Explore Lab, and if I keep on scrolling, we'll see the Elaborate and the different E's inside of the program. It's an overview of all the materials that you will need. Answer key is your key to the different parts inside of our program, from the pre-assessment to the reading passages, even to our web surfing science. So the answer key is there for you, so it could help with grading. The next item is Standards Unwrapped. Standards Unwrapped is one of my favorite sheets within STEMscope because what it's going to do is it's going to break apart that student expectation. It's going to pull out the verb, and it's going to tell you what your students should be doing, any concrete words that the kids should know and that you should be using in your everyday vocabulary, implications for instruction and student misconceptions, as well as star released items for 5th, 8th, and those high school EOCs. The last item that we have inside the Essentials section is a pre-assessment. Pre-assessments begin in 3rd grade, and this does come in English and in Spanish. Your pre-assessment is just going to be a quick multiple choice assessment to see what knowledge your students are coming to you with and how you can start a good way for you to see what knowledge your kids are coming to you with and what misconceptions do I need to address before we begin. Everything in STEMscopes is going to be available 3 ways. You have it available digitally, so you can see this green Assign a Student button where you can assign it to the students and they can take the assessment online. You can print it, which is the editable version over here, and you also can project it. So the print version is good for paper and pencil tests, but it will also take you to a PDF preview where you can actually project it and have the kids write in their journal or complete, draw charts, write in their journals, take notes based on you projecting that PDF. So once again, STEMscopes is available 3 ways: digitally, print, and it's projectable. That is everything in your Essentials section. Now we're going to move on to our Engage section. And in the Engage section, this is where we are piquing the student's interest. We're starting that inquiry process. So the two items that we are going to have in every Engage section is an Engage Teacher Instructions, which is going to be your main Engage lesson. So as a teacher, you would click on that piece. Every component within STEMscopes, every lab is going to be laid out the exact same way. You are going to have a description of the activity. You'll have the materials that you need. These are the same materials that were on this materials list. It's just component specific. If I scroll on down, it'll tell me how to prepare. We also have included different options inside here for you to use the different options. We also have STEM Coach in Action, which you will see these little rectangles throughout our site. STEM Coach in Action is in the moment PD. This one is actually about establishing cooperative learning. So if you are interested in learning more about establishing cooperative learning in your classroom, you just have to click this link and you can see videos, frequently asked questions about all of those in the moment pedagogy strategies. Down below, you'll always have procedures, facilitation points, and at the very bottom of our Engage and our Explorers, you will have ELT strategies at the bottom. Some of them are leveled, beginning, intermediate, advanced, advanced, high, or it might just be one activity for the students. So just to recap, Engage, you're going to start off with your Engage Teacher Instructions, which is your main inquiry lab, followed up by a list of starters. Starters are just other ideas that you can do to start the day within STEMscope. Some teachers use these as center activities, others use them as stations, but just other ways that you can start your day with science. Our next item is Explore, and Explore is going to be where the main lab of STEMscopes is. You will notice that you will have an Explore teacher guide. These are your directions. You'll have a setup video that you can watch to go along with the teacher guide. And then you have the student journal sheets, guides, and any reference materials that you will have to print out for the students. So once again, I'm going to quickly click on this Explore Teacher Guide. Your Explore Teacher Guide, remember, it's going to be laid out the exact same for every single lab. You'll start off with the description. Here's another STEM Coach in Action. It'll tell me the materials that I need, reusable and consumable, how to prepare. It'll say, watch that setup video. Scroll on down, procedures, facilitation points. We do have the student journal answer keys here as well. Any red font is anticipated student response. Scroll on down, I find the ELP strategies at the bottom. What you would do next is you would click on the setup video. The setup video is just going to show you a quick video showing you how to set up the lab so you can go back and forth, make sure you have it set up correctly. Then the last thing that you would do is you would click on the Explore Student Materials. The Explore Student Materials are your, once again, journal sheets, reference sheets, and your directions. Remember, we are available digitally, so when you click on the Explore Student Materials, you will notice this is what it looks like digitally. What you have to do to get to the print version is if you scroll down below, you will find the print versions that you could print out, or once again, you can assign it digitally to your students with this green Assign button. And that is your Explore. Your Explain is the section where the students are going to be describing, explaining, and discussing the concepts in meaningful ways. So the different items that we have are a list of question prompts. Question prompts are going to be questions that are leveled to Bloom. So we start at the Remember, Recall level, and we move all the way down to the Create, Extended Thinking level. Your question is in black. The anticipated student response is in red. After those question prompts, we have a series of content connection videos. You will notice anywhere from 1 to 5 videos. These are just videos that show the students this concept in a new way. One thing that's very neat about them is that we will have a content companion sheet that goes along with them. Remember, it is available digitally as well, so you can assign it to the students, or you could watch this video, print off this worksheet, and have the students have some accountability while they're watching this video. And once again, you'll have anywhere from 1 to 5. We have a second multiple choice assessment here. This is actually starting in 3rd grade and up, and it's the progress monitoring assessment, and it's anywhere from 5 to 8 questions. We've done the engage, we've done the hands-on. Now let's take an assessment. Let me see who I need to reteach, who is ready to move on. A big piece of our program that teachers love is the Science Rock. Science Rock are songs that contain the science content. You could play this little video. So you have a short little video. This one's 2 minutes and 53 seconds of the song. You have the lyrics down below so that you could actually use this cross-curricular in maybe your ELA time as well. So you have your Science Rock songs. In K5, they are in Spanish as well. So if I come over here, I can click this View in Spanish button, and I can actually watch this Science Rock song in Spanish. And the lyrics are down below in Spanish as well. So that is your Science Rock. Feature that we also have is called Science Rock Interactive. This is actually a Dance Dance Revolution or Guitar Hero type game with this Science Rock song. So what you can do is you could actually have the kids use a dance pad, or they could use the keys on the keyboard, and it's the same song. So that is your Science Rock Interactive. Some teachers have even used these as brain breaks in their classroom. Our main textbook is called the STEMscopedia. The STEMscopedia is a scope-specific textbook that you could actually have your kids read. It is available digitally. If you click on the print version, you will see that it always starts out with a reflect section. We'll have what do you think? We will address misconceptions in here as well as showing the kids different tools that they will use, maybe some careers as well. And then if you scroll all the way down, we do have another try now, another activity to do. If you scroll all the way down, the last page is always going to be a connecting with your child. So this is something that you could send home to help reinforce the concept at home, that an activity they could do with their parents. The next item that we have is going to be the picture vocabulary. Picture vocabulary is a slideshow, so you could actually scroll on through here and see the vocabulary words, or you could change it to a flashcard template. Down below, we do have some extra challenging vocabulary for this topic. These are videos that you could actually watch, followed up by a student handout that you could print out. That is our explain section. Elaborate section is next, and elaborate is where the students are extending learning to real world. So we have a couple of different items. We'll have a next step inquiry, which is going to be an inquiry lab that the kids can complete, followed up by extensions. If you had all the time in the world, what actually could you do? We've got some scavenger hunt activities, guest speaker, field trip ideas, other activities that you could use to extend the topic. We will have leveled reading passages. So starting in 2nd grade, you will see that you have a reading science A, B, and C. A is a below grade level passage, B is an on grade level passage, C is above, and these address ELA standards. We also have books on topic. This is just a list of books that you can pull from your school library that we feel are grade level appropriate and that complete the topic. Next, you have you have a web surfing science. Web surfing science are websites, government websites or educational websites that the students can go to and they can answer questions about. So the student would visit this website, answer a few questions, and then find the next website and answer questions about that. After that, you have leveled math connections. Your math connections are A, B, and C. So these are actually a below grade level passage, below math connection, on math and above, a grade above math connection. Another item that you will see is called interactive investigation. So an interactive investigation is an online lab that the kids can complete. The next item that you are going to have is an engineering connection. We're actually using the engineering design process. So the students are going to begin with a challenge. They are going to have to build, design, test, redesign, and present their findings. So we have engineering connection, followed up by a concept review game. The concept review game is a vocabulary key terms review, or the concept. If you click on one of these, you will see that you get, this is the vocabulary, so I get the definition, and then I have to pick the correct answer. If I get the correct answer, it turns green or blue. If I get the wrong answer, it will turn red. So this is just a little game that they can play. And that's everything in your Elaborate. We do have some other pieces that you might see, career connections, Safari with Siraj, and your organisms and environment scopes, but that is the Elaborate section. Evaluate is next, and Evaluate is going to be our different ways to assess our students through a variety of assessments. So everybody will have a post-assessment. This is your end of the unit multiple choice test, followed up by an open-ended response assessment. So this is your short answer essay. Remember, it's always going to show it to you digitally, so you can assign it to your students, or you could print it off. The next item is the concept builder. The concept builder is a performance assessment that you can complete for one of your students, Next, you have your writing science. Your writing science is going to be that expository text where they're going to have the look, think, write, and then the 26 lines on the back page that the 4th and 7th grade kids have to take for the STAR test. The next item that we have is active assessments. Active assessments are assessments the students can actually complete online. They are active because the students will have to drag and drop items. They will have to create labels for different components. And at the end, you will get a printout as a teacher of what exactly they selected. The last item is claim evidence reasoning. We have claim evidence reasonings for every single scope. So it's always going to start off with a scenario that the students are going to have to write a scientific explanation for, followed by the evidence, and then the reason why. These CERs also contain rubrics for the teachers to help you grade them. Intervention is next, and so this is our reteach section. So the first item that we have is a guided practice. Your guided practice is going to be your small group tutoring session. It's going to start off with a description, the materials you need, the procedures, guiding points, and any handouts that the students are going to use, as well as reference sheets. To go along with that guided practice, we have a closing in on science. Your closing in on science is a fill in the blank with an identification piece. So I'm going to click on this PDF. So it is broken down by key concepts. And remember, those key concepts were on that opening page. So here's my fill in the blank, illustration, key concept 2, fill in the blank, illustration. The last item that we have in intervention is going to be your concept attainment quiz. Your concept attainment quiz is a vocabulary matching as well as an identification piece. And the older grades will contain an open-ended response on the second page. The last section we have is acceleration. And acceleration is where we're giving the students opportunities to further the engagement in this science concept. So the first thing that we have is a science applied. This is a real life scenario where they have to use what they have, the concepts that they've learned, followed up by a science art piece. So we always have an art piece for every single scope. And the last thing is a project-based learning. The project-based learnings are going to address 21st century skills. They will have entry documents, they will have expert roles, as well as you will have a rubric to grade it. And the last button on our site is the All button. The All button puts everything in one place. So if you would rather navigate this way, you can actually see all of the different components we have for each additional 5E plus IA. Okay, I think I'm done. That was it. Tammy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Okay. I hope that was, I don't know how long that was. We have